also do same. The time did not permit them to also speak to us. So I'll quickly run through the comments and the questions that require a response. To start with, I'd like you to be rest assured that every single point that has been made here is well noted and will act on it as appropriate. The very first one I have here is about messages that get sent every now and again. Please, FDI's bank, it's only Islamic bank in Nigeria, it wants to collapse and all that and all that. So Brother Tunde Kukwala, has done justice to that, which NJ also spoke about. The truth of the matter, which I also alluded to in the course of my submission, is that this is a bank that is growing and is growing pretty fast and well. In the banking space that we got in Nigeria today, like I said earlier as well, not too many banks. As a matter of fact, maybe one or two banks are the ones also opening even a branch. Jai's Bank, inshallah, this year alone would open no less than 15 new branches. So we said that earlier. So it's not a bank that is distressed. It's not a bank that is going through difficulties that would actually be making such huge investments. And when you are expanding like that, you are not going to be making money at least immediately. You understand? Because you're doing a lot of capex, high capital expenditure, you're running a lot of OPEX, operating expenditure. And it takes time for you to build the critical mass, that will deliver good business. So that's the first one. Our brother that talked about Wakala investment, I was expecting this. Jazakallah khaira. When I did say that there's absolutely no form of investment or financing of assets as a product that exists in the conventional space today that you don't have an equivalent, in fact a credible alternative under non-interest banking. This Wakala is just one of them. Yes, in the flyer that some of us have already, you see that amongst the product features that we stated in there is a requirement of 200 million naira minimum amount of investment. These are for the bigger boys. We're all big, aren't we? But some boys are bigger and some girls are bigger as well. So if you are loaded, not with gun, if you are loaded with 200 million naira and above, we have a space for you. You understand? So if you think that what the regular investment products are offering is not attractive enough, it does not compare favorably with the kind of returns you get on T-bills investment, which obviously is haram. If you do treasury bills, some of us give ourselves, or we try to rationalize that it's the government that I'm lending to now when I buy treasury bills. It's not an individual. So how can that be useful? You understand? So that is your own definition. The definition of the Sharia is that treasury bills is haram. It's also interest based, it's interest earning. The credible alternative we've got for that is sukuk. Treasury bills is not necessarily tied to any underlying asset. The contract, the underlying contract and what have you, are completely different from what you've got under sukuk arrangements. You understand? So this one that therefore, that 100 billion naira that federal government floated was oversubscribed, and that is still news. So wahala Allah ribaya, wahabram riba also comes to play here. So now, if your treasury bills offers you 16, 17, 18% effective yield, and you are very well loaded, So we have an arrangement in the Wakala. There are some juicy investment opportunities out there that we as Jai's Bank will just act as your agent. Meanwhile, the meaning of Wakala, Wakala is an Arabic word, so it means agency. You understand? So you would appoint Jai's Bank as your agent. You understand? So as your agent, so we'll pair you with the company, that's the investee company. So you bring your funds. We'll still play our role as an agent to ensure that all due diligence, all the appraisals of the investment and what have you are done. So once we are comfortable, we would advise you. So all we take is commission. So if the average yield, which we don't predetermine, we can only give you a range. If the average yield, for instance, for the regular investment is say 12%, 10%, and you got real cash, and you want like 15-16%, and we have some other investing companies that will pay as high as 20-22% in terms of return. So bring the two parties together, you understand? So you earn your full whatever and pay us our commission. So that's a Wakala arrangement. So for the other boys, I said this relates to the bigger boys. For the other boys which also belong, you have all sorts of products as well. For instance, the Jai's Premium Savings Account, that gives you up to 50% share of whatever profit we invest in generates. Do you understand? Again, it's not predetermined. When I say 50%, it's not 50% return. No. So it's a pool of funds. So if what we get from investing that pool of funds is say 20%, the bank takes 50% of that 20%, which is 10%, and you also take 10%. The same thing applies to kids account and the regular savings account, except that the return or your own share of the return is lower. Under that, you get 30%, the bank gets 70%. So all of these details you will get on our website, it's on the flyer, then all our branches are there, to attend to further inquiries. Number 3 here, quite a few of our brothers and sisters talk about issues relating to non-receipt of certificates, we haven't paid dividend and all of that. So on certificate issues, I'd like to crave the indulgence of our Amoo. We will use the secretariat of the companion, to collate all of these exceptions that we have. So please just send a mail to the admin of the companion with your details. So the admin secretary will collate and send to me. So we'll forward it to our registrars. Jai's doesn't deal with this directly. Being a corporate and publicly quoted company, so we have registrars, that deal with share certificate issues. Rest assured that once we have the details, and what are these details? Your name, address, phone number, email address, the unit of your subscription, whether it's 10,000, 100,000, 1 million units, whatever. Just take the details as you have them, so we'll take it from there, inshallah. Dividend is being a challenging experience for us as an institution. But rest assured that we are determined to pay dividend soonest. For the performance we've seen so far in 2017, it's still a bit doubtful. If we can pay, why not? From the majority shareholders to the board to executive management, so it's something we really look forward to doing sooner than later, inshallah. So we still need your prayers, we need your support, and that's also one of the reasons we're saying let's build this together, so that at the end of the day we will have huge beneficiaries of this, both here and in the hereafter. So number 4, what advantage does Islamic Bank have? And our senior brother gave the example of Lotus Capital, the investment is hard in it, or even Jai's, that has not paid a dime. as a dividend. Islamic banking has a whole lot of advantage. The fact that we are doing Islamic banking does not mean that all will be coming to tell you as significant stakeholders in stories. No, it's a business that we're running. Yes, we might not be as aggressive in terms of pursuit of highly risky businesses. You understand? But we are also aggressive in doing business generally. Now, for Lotus Capital, even though I'm not an insider in Lotus Capital, but I can say that the experience that I also had with them personally was that when they got the funds, the first funds that they floated then, they were also unlucky to have invested in a couple of stocks, at the time when the capital market crashed. So I'm not sure they recovered fully from that, but I believe that they're also working day and night to ensure that they turn things around. So what we are suffering, a whole lot of us are suffering too. But rest assured that things would get better within the Ta'ala. So I've spoken for Jais already. Number 5, we've said it clearly. This is not my own saying. I'm not a scholar. I'm a lazy student at that. Treasury bills is haram. If you are investing in treasury bills and you are rationalizing, please don't forget the verses that we reminded one another about earlier today. Why put yourself in that kind of trouble when you have credible alternatives? When you make this money, what are you going to spend it on? How much of it do you actually require personally? So why make money for people that would enjoy it and you will be the one to be questioned? And you're not just going to be questioned, you'll be punished. Allah said it very, very clearly. So please, let's take heed and make that bold step to move away from what is clearly haram. Number 6, public awareness and education program. Alhamdulillah, this is just one of the series that we'll be doing across the entire country, and of course, we're doing this physically now. There will be a lot of virtual engagements as well in social media, on our internet banking, various touch points. So Jazakallah or Jazakumullah or Khaira for that contribution. One of our brothers sitting in front of me also talked about what I can call social investments in life and how Jais can also play a role. We cannot run away from that actually. Some companies are already formed, they are already mature. A lot others are still like they are infancy. They might not necessarily meet the requirements, of the mature ones. I'm aware, Sterling Bank that I left was also at the forefront of this, and Jais is also a very active player in it. A lot of the social intervention funds that we have in the country today, either from BOI, Bank of Industry, the Central Bank of Nigeria, Federal Mortgage Bank, and so on and so forth. You find that a lot of them have this interest, and maybe for clarity, even if the interest you are paying is 0.001%, it does not make it a less of mystery. Even if it's why are you disturbing yourself? What I'm saying is just 0.0. It's very infinitesimal. So it's not an excuse. So at the appropriate level, we are engaging the central bank and other regulators in this space, to ensure that whatever intervention funds they are coming up with, they also give us that halal alternative so that we don't disenfranchise, those of us, that have this business model in mind. Then We've been asked to differentiate between return on investment and interest. I think I did that in the course of my submission. But for the benefit of those who came late, when you say you're paying interest on something, I mean, let's not deceive ourselves. We all know it. It's fixed. You know what you are going into from day one. Return on investment, on the other hand, I mean, you've put your funds into something. The outcome is not clear to you. You can only have an idea. When you did your perhaps business feasibility appraisal or whatever, so you had an idea of what would likely come your way. Until you go into it, you now see the reality. It could be higher in terms of profits projections versus actual. It could be lower. But whatever comes your way is your return, which could be negative or positive. So there is no controversy or ambiguity around that. How do we make pension contributions go into halal investment? I also think that there is a piece of good news here. One of the prominent PFAs that we have around wrote to me recently that sooner than later, that as a contributor, I would have the option of giving them what and what I would like them to invest my contributions into. And I felt that was an excellent development. You understand? So it's something that is about to happen. I mean, I didn't solicit for the message, you know, so they on their own, you know, sent either a text message or email to me, and I'm sure they would have done something similar to millions or hundreds of thousands of their customers. But perhaps in the long run, I mean, some non-interest-based financial institutions, when the opportunity presents itself, can also go for licenses, either as a PFC, a pension fund custodian, or a PFA, pension fund administrator. Next one, I'd like to apologize profusely. Where is the law? The law. Let me apologize profusely on behalf of Jai's Bank. You know, what you experienced is certainly and totally unacceptable. You know, we apologize, and I'd like to assure you that it wouldn't happen again. One of the things we have resolved as an institution is that this kind of engagement must touch every nook and cranny of the society. And we're not limiting ourselves, you know, to the Muslim population alone. No! It's the entire world that is our market. Do you understand? The kind of language I've spoken here is not what I'm going to be saying to the Catholics, to the Pentecostal churches and other people. You understand? It's about value proposition. What value has this got to offer? So if you're dealing with a conventional bank today, and I mean you're charged, yes, we don't have COT anymore, we now have ANC or AML, account maintenance fee or account maintenance charge. If you are banking with giants or any non-interest financial institution, you don't pay a dime as far as that goes. That is value. We all want to reduce costs, like my sister said so passionately. You understand? So we apologize. So at all levels, I mean, today we have about 600 staff in the bank, and it's still growing. So operating from 30 to go to 45 to go higher, and not just the brick and mortar branches alone. I mean, we're also pursuing a very robust and aggressive digitalization strategy. Do you understand? So that on all angles, in all fronts, from all corners, touch points, and what have you, we are engaging and engaging and engaging. So apologies for that once again. Sterling Bank operation and all that. Again, Alhaji Usrah, I apologize on behalf of Sterling Bank. What you experience is totally unacceptable. Incidentally, some of my colleagues from Sterling are also here. I'm sure they've taken notes. Before I left, I knew the bank was doing a lot, to eradicate these kind of experiences. So they will take it on board and ensure that does not happen anymore. Is there a space for mothers and fathers? Because they are too old to be engaged as relationship managers at this stage, at 50-something, at almost 60, and all of that. You can't be running after the likes of my friend Lorraine to bring money. So inshallah there will be space for everybody. Inshallah. There is a model called third-party acquirer. So we are subjecting it to Sharia interpretation and all of that. What this means is that people who have got contacts, they are self-made people, they are doing good in their own right and all of that. We can't necessarily employ them as staff of the institution, but they can still work for the institution and get remunerated. You understand? Refer a friend, refer a contact and what have you, and you get remunerated for that. So that is being considered, and inshallah we'll talk offline as soon as we're able to deal with it. Next one, how do you deal with interest that you have already earned on deposit, on treasury bills and what have you? My dear sister, whoever is in this situation today is not alone in it. Even at Jai's Bank, we do have such income, albeit very, very, very small. So the way we deal with it as an institution is in line with the Sharia, i.e., for all such earnings, you give it out to charity and you don't expect any reward from it. But you must give it out as charity. So that is the ruling on that. Jai's Bank and charges. Jai's Bank is a commercial institution. The charges that our sister complained about, I won't call them charges per se, rather they are recovery of expenses. No, that's the truth. when a bank, there are some expenses that are recoverable, there are others that go into your cost of doing business. You understand? Incidentally, card issuance, SMS alert, and you can choose not to have SMS alert. I have some Baba Ijebus as friends who say, no, I don't want SMS charges. I'm okay with the email notification. The same 4 naira that the bank incurs to send that message to you is what they are passing on to you, to bear. You understand? So that's why I said, I wasn't joking when I said some expenses are just for recovery. They are not charges per se. The bank is just trying to recover its expenses. So for those kind of charges, if you come to Jai's, there's no difference. You pay SMS charges, you pay cost of card issuance. But what you will not pay is account maintenance charge or fee, which conventional banks do charge. Dividend we talked about. Must every account also be a salary account? Certainly no. Thank you very much for that observation. We'll take it on board and ensure minimum deposit.
1 million.
What is on paper is that you don't even need any deposit to open an account with us. It's at 0. But no, I see some of us nodding. Please, I don't encourage that. You can open your account with 0 balance, no doubt, but please try and put something, no matter how little to start, then run it very, very actively. I think that's about it. We thank Allah Azza wa Jal once again for this wonderful opportunity. I must appreciate the coordinators of this program, of this platform, by saying Jazakumullahu khairan. And for the extremely wonderful audience, your participation has been awesome. You've been excellent in the engagement. We ask Allah Azza wa Jalla to accept this as an act of ibadah, and may Allah Azza wa Jalla continue to make us grow in leaps and bounds as individuals, as a collection of people, and as a jama'ah. May Allah Azza wa Jalla make this as an hujjah for us on the day of Qiyamah and not hujjah against us. Allahumma rabbana la tuzigh qulubana ba'da idh hadaytana wa hab lana min ladunka rahmatan innaka antal wahhab. Allahumma inna nas'aluka ilman nafi'a wa rizqan tayyiban wa 'amalan mutaqabbala. Allahumma inna nas'aluka ilman nafi'a wa rizqan tayyiban wa 'amalan mutaqabbala. اللهم إنا نسألك علما نافعا ورزقا طيبا وعملا متقبلا. ربنا آتنا في الدنيا حسنة وفي الآخرة حسنة وقنا عذاب النار. وصلى الله على نبينا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله تعالى وبركاته.